You walk into a drugstore, test a $30 generic cologne, and realize it smells exactly like a $300 designer bottle you have at home. If someone perfectly copied a hit movie, a pop song, or a best-selling novel, they would immediately face a massive intellectual property lawsuit. But in the perfume industry, executing a perfect clone of a competitor's product is entirely legal. Many assume a bottle of perfume contains crushed flowers steeped in water. In reality, a modern fragrance is a feat of highly complex molecular engineering. We are going to look at why the law treats this precise artistic engineering as an unprotected recipe, using the legendary Amber Accord to understand how the system works. When you combine advanced chemistry with zero legal defense, you end up with one of the most successful ongoing heists in modern art. Before 1905, perfumers had a straightforward goal: replicate biology. They extracted oils from rose petals or jasmine blossoms to create exact botanical replicas of nature. That approach shifted when François Coty experimented with early synthetics. While developing Ambre Antique, he overdosed his mixture with synthetic vanillin over bergamot extract. With this specific concentration of vanillin, Coty created a scent that did not exist in nature. He established a method for engineering a synthetic warmth that prioritized the human emotional response over botanical accuracy. Historically, an amber profile required natural ambergris, a rare organic secretion from sperm whales. Coty's new synthetic illusion tricked the human brain into registering that same complex oceanic warmth without using any animal products. The success of the Amber Accord proved that a perfume could be a manufactured composition rather than a raw extract. It marked a shift where the value of a fragrance began to depend on the intentional arrangement of molecules to create a specific, abstract impression. This animated diagram shows the modern amber molecular blueprint. At its center is ambroxan, providing the dry, woody structural core. Perfumers layer accessory molecules onto this foundation, adding umbratololide for a velvety, musky halo and carinol to inject a sharp mineral spike. Because these structures are precise and mathematically consistent, plagiarists actively target them, breaking down the exact synthetics for mass-market replication. The primary tool for this is a gas chromatographer. By analyzing a sample of the liquid, this machine reads the exact chemical source code of the fragrance, allowing a competitor to perfectly reverse engineer the mixture. A composer can spend years refining a scent, but because the masterpiece is constructed from identifiable synthetic molecules, the final product is inherently vulnerable to perfect mathematical replication. When creators attempt to defend these chemical blueprints in court, they face three massive legal hurdles. First, patent law requires an inventor to publish their exact chemical formula. Once the relatively short patent term expires, the secret is entirely public, giving competitors the legal right to use the recipe. Second, trademarking a scent is nearly impossible. Courts consistently rule that odors are highly subjective and cannot be represented with the graphical, objective precision required for a trademark. That leaves copyright law. Judges globally remain split. Some courts view a perfume as a protected artistic work of the mind. Others rule it is merely an unprotected application of technical skill. These legal standards evolved around the physical permanence of books and the clear frequencies of music. In the courtroom, the invisible and volatile nature of a scent makes it difficult to fit into the rigid categories of modern property law. To understand the reality of this industry, look at the underlying math. Just 60 basic chemical ingredients make up 80% of all fragrances currently on the market. Master perfumers like Jean-Claude Ellena argue that the chemical formula is nothing more than a recipe. The actual art exists in the stylistic choices and precise proportions applied by the composer. The gap between a cheap imitation and a masterpiece comes down to the specific narrative, balance, and context the perfumer meticulously engineered. It forces us to ask whether the art actually lives in the physical chemistry inside the bottle or in the invisible emotional response it evokes in the human brain. A scent cannot be copyrighted, and a chemical formula can be flawlessly cloned. Yet the artistic context of a masterwork, the very thing that gives it meaning, remains the one element plagiarists cannot steal.